Hi everyone, and welcome to the part 2 of my Premiere Pro beginner tutorial series. If you are completely new to video editing or Premiere Pro, in this episode I'm going to be walking you through the essentials of the timeline, what the timeline is, how it works, how to start adding your clips to build your project, and we are also going to be learning on the sequence, how to create a sequence. We are keeping it simple, practical, and beginner friendly. To start editing on your timeline, you would need a sequence. So what exactly is a sequence? A sequence is a set of instructions that tells Premiere Pro how to play your clips. It defines the resolution, the frame rate, and the aspect ratio of your project. It's kind of like a container that holds all the clips and edits you are going to make. When you create a sequence in Premiere Pro, you are basically saying, hey Premiere, I want to start editing something. Here is the format I'm working with. Once you have a sequence, it appears in the timeline, and now you can start editing. Without the sequence in your timeline, you cannot edit. So the sequence is what makes you actually edit. Now here is the key connection. The timeline is the space, the sequence is what fills that space and gives it structure. Without the sequence, the timeline will remain empty and unusable. You can't add any clips or effects to the timeline unless you've created or loaded a sequence first. So in simple terms, no sequence, no timeline, no editing. Every time you see something on the timeline, you are actually working inside a sequence. Now let's quickly look at how to create a sequence. You can go to File, New, Sequence, and choose your video settings manually. Or you can just drag a clip from the project panel onto the new item icon, and Premiere will automatically create a sequence that matches that clip. Either way, once the sequence is created, it appears in your timeline and now you are ready to edit. So remember, the timeline is your editing space, the sequence is what powers that space. You need a sequence to make the timeline work. Every edit you do, cutting clips, adding effects, transitions, it all happens inside the sequence on the timeline. Understanding this connection will save you a lot of confusion later. And also, if you already have a clip that has all the settings that you would prefer for your project, that has the resolution, the right frame rate, and the right aspect ratio, you can drag it directly from your project's panel onto your timeline. This would automatically make a new sequence with the settings of that video. So we've learned that the sequence is what powers the timeline, and without a sequence you can't start editing. So let's learn how to add clips to the sequence, how to trim them using the source monitor, and how to control exactly where and how they land on your timeline. When you import your video files into Premiere Pro, they appear in the project panel. So preview and trim them before adding to the timeline. Double click the clip in the project panel. It opens up in the source monitor. We treated this in the previous tutorial. Use the mark in and mark out shortcuts to choose the exact section you want to use. This is called subclipping. You are selecting a portion of your full clip to work with. But then if you want to work with the full clip, the full footage you have imported into your project panel, then you don't need to do this. But then if you need specific parts, you need to use the mark in and mark out, or you use the I and O shortcuts to choose the exact section you want to use. Trimming in the source monitor is super helpful because it gives you precision, so you only bring in what you need. But then if you know you need the full clip, you don't need to trim your clips in the source monitor. Now let's add the trimmed clip to the timeline, your sequence. We have two options to add the trimmed clip to our timeline. Option 1, You use the insert or overwrite buttons below the source monitor. That's the comma or period sign below the source monitor. Insert will push other clips to the right and place your new clip at the playhead. Overwrite will replace anything in its way. 2. You can drag and drop the clip directly from the source monitor into the timeline. You can drag the video only using this button below the source monitor, or drag audio only using this button below the source monitor, or you drag both the audio and the video by double clicking inside the source monitor, double clicking inside the main view and dragging it into your timeline. While the third option is dragging directly from the project panel if you don't need to trim in advance. Now, when you're adding clips, pay attention to where they land. Premiere uses track targeting, those blue boxes like V1, A1 on the left, to determine where clips are placed. Your audio will be placed down and the videos will be placed up from V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, depending on how many clips, how many layers you would need for your project, while the audios will start from below A1, A2, A3, A4, and so on. If V1 and A1 are active, your clip will go there. If not, it might go to another track or nowhere at all. So you need to make sure that they are active. The blue boxes are active. Always make sure that the right tracks are selected. Thank you so much for listening. Please do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to like and share this video. And make sure to send your feedbacks to me in the comment section.